Happy New Year, Broncos fans! What a way to kick off the year. The Denver Broncos just gave us the news we've all been waiting for. The perfect way to start 2025 on a high note. What could be better than ending our playoff drought and getting back into the postseason? Think about it. The last time the Broncos made the playoffs was 2015. Back then, songs like Thrift Shop were topping the charts, and I even had a totally different haircut. A lot has changed since then, but one thing hasn't: our hunger to get back to the playoffs. And now, here we are with a chance. One game stands between us and the playoffs. Can we do it? We're about to find out. Speaking of big news, let's talk about Patrick Surtain. During the Cincinnati Bengals game, he showed why he's one of the best in the league. He's now the favorite to win Defensive Player of the Year, and he's earned it. Week after week, he shuts down the league's top wide receivers, and it's not even close. For example, Jamar Chase, the guy leading in catches, touchdowns, and receiving yards, a potential Triple Crown winner, only managed 30 yards against Surtain. That's dominance. At the end of the game, though, we saw Surtain limping, and even the Bengals commentators were concerned. But here's the good news: he didn't show up on the injury report. That's a huge relief for Broncos country. All eyes on the Broncos versus Chiefs showdown. The Broncos are in a win-and-you're-in scenario against the Chiefs, and we need Patrick Surtain more than ever. He's not just critical for this game. He'll also be key when we face the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen next week. Buffalo's weather is shaping up to be brutal, with another polar vortex expected, but tough conditions tend to favor the stronger defense, and that's us, the Denver Broncos. We'll dive deeper into the Buffalo game next week, but for now, let's check out the injury report. First off, massive credit to Sean Payton for managing this team so smartly. He's been careful, and it's paying off. Here's the good news: the only real name of concern on our injury list was Ben Powers, but it turns out he just had a veteran rest day. The same goes for Zach Allen, who had an amazing game recently and is ready to go. Even Jonathan Cooper and Justin Simmons, who were briefly listed, are now full participants. Basically, the Broncos are looking healthy and ready for New Year's Day football. Now, let's talk about the Chiefs. Kansas City has had a crazy schedule, playing 3 games in 11 days, and it's showing. Their injury report is packed, and it hints at who they'll rest this Sunday. Andy Reid has already announced that Patrick Mahomes will sit this one out, with Carson Wentz starting in his place. This gives the Broncos a big opportunity to take advantage and secure that much-needed win. Broncos' big opportunity against a weakened Chiefs team. Looking at the details, the Chiefs are going to be without several key players this week. Their best defensive player, Chris Jones, won't play. Their top defensive back, Trent McDuffie, is out. Even their best running back, Isaiah Pacheco, won't be on the field. This means the Broncos will be facing a team full of backups, which gives us a huge advantage. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Broncos wide receiver Courtland Sutton said it best today: "We're not looking past this game." He knows, just like the rest of the team, how important this matchup is. And Sean Payton? He's not just talking, he means every word he says. This guy doesn't do coach talk. When Payton said in the offseason that he has 2 middle fingers for the doubters, he wasn't kidding. When he said the next time he wins, only 7 games will be his first, he meant that too. So when Sean Payton says the Broncos are locked in and ready for this game, believe him. The team knows what's at stake, and they're not taking anything for granted. Sean Payton's focus on the bigger picture. Sean Payton was asked a great question by Zach Stevens: "Are you ready for this big game?" Payton's response was confident and clear: "Yes, this is a big game, but we'll play in bigger games this year." Why did he say that? Because he believes the Broncos are going to win and move on to even more important games in the playoffs. Payton's track record proves he doesn't let his players overlook any opponent. Think about it. There were plenty of games this season where the team could have looked past their opponents, the Raiders, the Panthers, even the struggling Saints. But Payton kept everyone focused. He makes sure his players treat every game like it's the most important one. You could hear that same attitude in today's locker room interviews, from Courtland Sutton to the rest of the team. They're all locked in, knowing how much this game matters. When asked how he feels about this week's matchup, Payton said, "This is a big game, like I said before. I think we'll play in bigger ones, but this is still big. It's a division opponent. We're playing a team with championship experience, and they're well coached. We're not looking past the Kansas City Chiefs." The message is clear: focus on the task at hand. Why the Broncos will win and the power of pressure. The Broncos are ready to beat the Chiefs, and here's why. Sean Payton has this team fully prepared. Remember, it took a fluky blocked field goal for the Chiefs to win the first game, and that was when they were at full strength. Now, they're not, and we're stronger than ever. The Chiefs might already be looking past us, thinking about teams like the Bengals. But if things go as I expect, we'll beat the Bills next week, face the Chiefs again, and show them they made a mistake by letting us into the playoffs. Now, let's switch gears for a moment. Something inspiring came up today that really stuck with me. B. Nick shared one of my all-time favorite quotes: "Pressure is a privilege." This quote, originally from tennis legend Billie Jean King, means that feeling pressure isn't something to fear. It's something to appreciate. Pressure means you're in a position that matters, where people believe in you. I think about this all the time, whether it's a big moment at work or going live on YouTube in front of thousands of you. I could let the pressure crush me, or I could see it as an incredible opportunity, a chance to do something meaningful. The Broncos feel that same pressure right now, but instead of being weighed down by it, they're using it to fuel them. That's what champions do. Our quarterback embraces the pressure. It's incredible to see a rookie quarterback like B. Nick thrive in this high-pressure situation. With a win and you're in scenario hanging over his head, he's not crumbling under the weight. Instead, he's reframing it as a privilege, an opportunity to lead the Broncos back to the playoffs. Hearing B. Nick talk about pressure is inspiring. He said, "There's no pressure without opportunity." It's a reminder that big challenges bring big rewards, and he's ready to rise to the occasion. Honestly, how can you not love this guy? He's got the mindset of a leader, and his attitude is infectious. Let's talk about how calm and confident he is. Whether he's starting in a tough place like Seattle or smiling on the field, B. Nick never looks rattled. Even my wife noticed, saying, "I've never seen a quarterback smile like that." His white mouth guard, which looks like teeth, adds to his unique vibe. It's like he's grinning his way to greatness. B. Nick reminds me of Peter Parker, just an everyday guy with extraordinary abilities. And just like Spider-Man, he knows with great power comes great responsibility. That's our quarterback. Now, here we are, on the brink of something special. The Broncos aren't backing into the playoffs. They're charging forward, proving doubters wrong. People said this team would win 5 games, but we're about to hit 10 and punch our ticket to the postseason. The future of the Broncos looks brighter than ever, and this ride has been amazing. I can't wait to celebrate the playoffs with all of you. Let's believe in this team, because they've given us every reason to. Oh, and one more thing, my New Year's resolution. Starting tomorrow, I'll never miss another shot.